The 15 words that you must know. If you know these 15 words, you can speak fluent English, and once you know them, you're able to speak them. Your English is amazing, so practice all these 15 words with me. Now I have a homework for all of you. Hello everybody, how are you? All hope you're doing great. So welcome back to another session of learning English, improving your English and speaking skills. Well, today's lesson is going to be another awesome lesson, because today I'm going to tell you about these 15 words that you must know to speak fluent English. So if you know these words, if you know them, your English will become amazing and you will be able to speak fluent English. Why? Because we need words to speak in English now. Today, I have included such words which are used in a lot of spoken English. These words are not just words that you learn for written English or highly formal English. No, these words are a part of your advanced English, yet they are used in everyday conversations and are used a lot in day-to-day life. So these words will make you speak fluent English. Are you all ready for this? I'm Lieber, your certified English language teacher computer, certified by the University of Cambridge, UK. And before beginning, please subscribe to the channel so that you can get all the lessons that I post for you on this channel. Please like the video and share it with your friends too. Okay, now coming back to today's lesson with these awesome 15 words. 15 essential words that you must know, and if you know them, your English will become amazing and you will speak fluent English. So let us begin with all the 15 words. Let's get started. Word number 1. Listen carefully. Everybody, it's Rosie. Now you must think Rosie is a very easy word. That's kind of a shade of a color. The pinkish shade, pinkish hue. Well, that's true. That is true. But do you know Rosie has another meaning? Let me tell you with a sentence, because we are going to learn everything with context. The purpose of today's lesson is to learn this vocabulary with context, because only then you'll be able to speak it. The sentence is the prospector sign. This deal seems rosy. That means if a situation is rosy, if something is rosy, it means it's indicating success or happiness. Something that is going to be hopeful in a positive way. So a rosy situation means a successful situation, a situation that will bring success, happiness, full of promises, a promising situation. Rosy is a very positive word, and it is used to describe a positive situation. So if a situation is positive, you say that's a rosy situation. Or you can also say that you felt rosy, right? You can also describe it as a feeling. But most of the time, this is described as a situation. For example, another example sentence could be, the financial condition of the company is rosy. We got a rosy opportunity to go and watch the match. Our day was rosy as we went out for a movie. So, rosy. Okay, so now it's your turn. You have to make sentences on your own. Till then, let's move on to the next word. Now, word number 2. Listen carefully. First, it's contemplate. Contemplate. You can repeat. Now repeat. Contemplate. Contemplate. Let's look at the sentence first. He contemplated the situation before giving any answer. He contemplated the situation before giving any answer. So contemplate is basically to think about something. Think deeply about something. So thinking for a very long time, or thinking too deeply about something is contemplate, right? People often contemplate before taking a decision, and people contemplate when they are analyzing a situation. That means they're thinking too deeply about a situation, thinking about something for a long time, being very thoughtful in your decision or something. Another sentence could be, she contemplates her future too often. That means she constantly thinks too deeply about her future all the time. I think that happens with all the teenagers and everyone who's growing up. I think normally that happens with people, right? So, a word with context. To contemplate a situation is to think too deeply about a situation or think too deeply about something for a very long time. Now, word number 3. Listen carefully, everybody. It's delusion. Delusion. Now repeat for pronunciation. Delusion. Once again, delusion. That's absolutely amazing. Now, delusion, I think that is something you're familiar with. We hear it a lot. You need to come out of your delusion and accept the reality. You need to come out of your delusion and accept the reality. So, delusion. Delusion is basically a situation that we have created in our mind, which is not real. It's fake. So, delusion can be anything. When you know about the facts, specifically, like if a person knows that the prospect of that person getting promoted is kind of non-existent, like they're not much, because there are other contenders who might have performed better. Now still, this person is thinking that, no, I will get promoted even after knowing that the other person or the other contenders performed better, and they are not accepting the reality, and they're living in this delusion that I'm going to get promoted. That is kind of delusion. That you know about the facts, still, you want to live in that fantasy or the fake world that you have created. That is delusion. So, yeah, you can use this word now correctly. That is delusion. Another sentence could be, he's being delusional to think that he's going to get promoted. He will get promoted. He's being delusional to think that he will get promoted. So, delusional is basically kind of an adjective you're using, and delusion is the noun. Same word, but different versions. So we know that we can use a word in many different ways. Delusion, delusional, when you don't want to accept the reality. So that is the word. Now, word number 4. Listen carefully, everybody. Blemish. Repeat after me. Blemish. Yes, once again, blemish. Excellent. Now, blemish. For that, you need to hear the sentence, there was no blemish on her beautiful white dress. There was no blemish on her beautiful white dress. Now, blemish on a white dress means a mark or a spot. So blemish is basically to spoil an appearance by a spot or a mark that spoils the appearance of something. So a blemish can be the spot of an ink on the white dress. It can be the spot of something that you eat, or it might have fallen down. So, there was no blemish on her beautiful white dress means it was not spoiled, without any mark, without any spot. So blemish is like a spot in the appearance. Blemish is also used for situations. For example, a particular situation is spoiled by a particular action. You can say, it's blemished. That means everything was so good, everything was going so well, then something happened. And that was a blemish in the whole event, or the whole situation. For example, everything is going good, you might be taking a decision for a project, and suddenly One of the team members who is performing really well and giving ideas is changed and replaced by somebody else. So you still have the problem. You can say, for example, that in that project everything is doing well, but because that one person was replaced, you were not able to meet the deadline because that person took a little bit of time to get adjusted to this particular project. That means the changing of the team member was a blemish, as the team missed the due date for the project. So that is how you're forming the sentences for the word blemish. So it's a word that you can use anytime you want to refer to a situation. Or, yeah, if you want to talk about the appearance, the clothes, yeah, use the word blemish. Word number 5. Listen carefully, everybody, and that is fiasco. Now, fiasco, this word is kind of popular these days. When you speak English, you'll hear it a lot. It's not in spoken English. F-I-A-S-C-O. What is the meaning of fiasco? Let's listen to the sentence first. The whole meeting ended up in a fiasco. The whole meeting ended up in a fiasco. So, fiasco is basically a kind of disaster. Not a natural disaster, obviously, but a disaster means kind of a very bad situation. Something that is ending up in a bad situation, or not as expected. You can say it's kind of a mess. You know when you want to say that this situation is such a mess, that you're not able to understand what is happening or what happened, and it's a complete failure, as you can see. So, the whole meeting ended up in a fiasco, maybe because people were not able to take a decision. There were so many conflicting ideas that the meeting ended up in an argument. And yeah, no result. That means it's a fiasco, right? A complete failure, a disaster of a situation. So, it's used a lot in business English. It's used a lot to describe a situation, anything that is happening. And yeah, if you want to describe it, use the word fiasco. Fiasco is always used in reference to a situation, a particular situation, a particular happening. Another example could be the party turned into a fiasco because two people started arguing. The party turned into a fiasco because two people started arguing. So, fiasco is like, yeah, everything was going great. And then suddenly, everything went downhill. Everything was a mess. So, fiasco. Next word, word number 6. Listen carefully, everybody. It's an easy word. Root, root. Now, root is very easy. It's simple. Root is basically the base of any plant, right? Specifically the cause of any problematic situation, the cause of any problem, why something is happening. And there is also a particular phrase known as root cause. So root is basically when you want to find out what has actually led to a particular situation, the beginning of something where everything began from what was the cause, the reason. That is root. For example, we need to find the root cause of the delay immediately. Let's organize a meeting to discuss the root of this particular issue. So root of the issue means the cause of the issue. What is basically causing this particular issue? Root cause is a phrase that we use a lot, and root means the base or the cause of a particular issue, situation, or problem. Word number 7. Listen carefully, everybody. Word number 7 is exaggerate, exaggerate. Now repeat after me. Exaggerate, exaggerate. Remember, there is a double G in this phrase. Spelling, but we do not say G, right? Exaggerate, exaggerate. Excellent. Now, what is exaggerate? Do not exaggerate the situation by adding unnecessary details. Do not exaggerate the situation by adding unnecessary details. Sales exaggerate. So exaggerate is basically to make it seem larger than it is. So exaggerate is basically to make it seem larger than it is. So exaggerate is, and you're going to exaggerate the price of that particular thing. I bought it for this and that. I bought it from here and that. So that is kind of exaggerating the thing. You get to attend an event and you tell details about it that were not true, and you're exaggerating. That means you're adding something which is more than what the event was. That means you're exaggerating. You're making it seem larger than the reality in reality what it was. For example, a very basic example could be that you stayed in a 3-star hotel on your vacation and you made it sound like a 5-star hotel. Or you're telling everybody that you stayed in a 5-star hotel. It's like exaggerating the thing, kind of exaggerating things. So the basic example could be that exaggerate is to just add on details and make things so magnificent. In reality, they are not that magnificent, or you make them larger than reality. Another example could be stop exaggerating about the party that you attended, or stop exaggerating the details of this project. Word number 8. Word number 8 is, listen carefully everybody, euphoria. Euphoria. Repeat after me, euphoria. Once again, euphoria. Euphoria. The team felt a sense of euphoria after winning the match. Yes, euphoria is basically to feel extremely happy about something. If you are extremely happy, it's a sense of happiness, a sense of achievement, excitement for something, a particular situation, and it arises due to a particular situation. And that is kind of like Sheely, perhaps meant assessly or Sheely. For example, the students were euphoric to know their results. My friend was caught up in euphoria after getting admission into her dream college. So, euphoria is basically that sense of extreme happiness that you experience because you've achieved something great. So, it produces from a moment of greatness. For example, winning a match is basically a big deal. Getting admission into your dream college is a big deal. Getting great results after an exam is a big deal. So, all these situations can be described as euphoric situations, where you experience extreme happiness, a feeling of being elated, like feeling like you're at the top of the world. That kind of feeling, that is euphoria. Word number 9, listen to it carefully, everybody. Feudal, now repeat after me, feudal, feudal, feudal. All her efforts to make the project were futile as it rained heavily the next day. So all her efforts to make a great science project were futile because it rained heavily the next day. Futile means useless. Futile means that whatever you have done, it's useless, not of any use. So, futile, your efforts for this project will become futile if you do not add more members to your team. That means use less. If you don't submit this assignment on the deadline, your assignment will become futile. So, the assignment is going to be futile because the teacher might not accept the assignment after the due date, after the end date, and hence the assignment is futile. No use of the assignment after that. So, futile is something that has become useless, or a situation that is useless, efforts that are useless. Sentence number 10. Listen carefully, everybody. Inevitable. Inevitable. Repeat after me. Inevitable. The inevitable appointment of the new CEO was an inevitable decision.